SkyWarn Weather with Chief Meteorologist Garry Frank.
Well, last night, if you watched the 10 o'clock show, I was able to talk a little bit about, got my 1,000th friend on Facebook, so I want to give a shout out to Abraham Torres. And you know what? I want you to send your photos my way at the same time while we're talking about that, because we are undoubtedly going to have a very nice sunset. We saw a very sticky start to the day, and we saw a great sunrise as well. But these weren't temperatures this morning. These were dew points this morning. It was sticky. We talked about it last night at about 10 o'clock when we joined you. It was sticky. We saw a thunderstorm complex that was going to die out and provide us with a little bit of moisture. These were the dew points, 74. That's monsoon type stuff, and we didn't see anything in the way of that. And 7 a.m. in fact, Travis even reported a little fog in Yuma Valley with that as well. 8 a.m. is when we saw that in El Centro. Now it quickly dried out, but look at our overnight lows, 74. That explains some of that fog as we see that dew point near the air temperature. That's why we see some of that fog. 79 in Quartzsite overnight. This is going to be the last time we see area-wide overnight lows in the 70s, as we really are going to start to warm up overnight. Now, here's the reason for that. Let's explain why we had some of that moisture. You see, look well to our south. We have all this orange. That's the dry air. But look to our south right there. As that thunderstorm fell apart, well, what was left over but moisture in the air, and that is why we got some of that. Now, it hasn't really stuck with us throughout the day. Our dew points currently, we're in the 40s, so obviously they've marginalized as we had some of that sunshine, of course, dry us out and mix the atmosphere around just a little bit with enough of a breeze, but you are seeing our relative humidity values up from yesterday, 12 to 14%. And our temperatures are warmer. Where it's a little bit drier, we had that 8% humidity, 109 in Blythe. We got up to 107 for a little bit earlier in Yuma, now 106. Imperial El Centro has joined that 107 club, and 106 in Mexicali. So we're seeing it start to heat up. The atmosphere is going to get hotter and hotter, courtesy of a high pressure system that's pushing our way, but we do have a little bit in the way of winds. Now here's where it is on the big picture. A lot of monsoon machine going on to Colorado, especially New Mexico, maybe even just a little further to the south of Tucson, but nothing in the way of that for us. We've just seen some high clouds throughout the day. Just a shade of those high clouds. Here's what they were. Yeah, they were cirrus clouds. Take a look at them outside. Blue sky to match them, but some cirrocumulus also as well, and that's really been the majority of the cloud cover. Not enough to keep us with our temperatures down or anything. So we're going to start the day at 85. South winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour at noon. Southwest at 4 p.m. High clouds, but they won't keep our temps down. 110 tomorrow. Thursday, 110 as well. Starting out in the 80s, though, it's going to be much, much warmer, and we'll see that on the water vapor map. Here, this spin, that's the clockwise spin. That's a high pressure center, and as it pushes over our area, we're going to see our temperatures on the rise. Precision Cast shows clear skies through Thursday. We're going to see some high clouds, though, and that's going to be the case until Thursday, and then Friday drying out and heating up on our 7-day forecast. 112. No excessive heat watches or warnings issued by the National Weather Service, but prepare for it to be very strenuous if you're outside. 113 on Saturday is our pinnacle before we drop a few degrees late weekend as the high pressure slowly weakens and moves away, but it's still going to be very hot in its wake. Near 110 on it or above it for the next 7 days, and it doesn't look like that's going to change anytime soon, Stephanie.